So first up, if we talk about, the world that we live in today, and, you've seen it from so many different perspectives, be it intelligence, be it operations on ground, strategy. So what is it about the world that we live in today, okay, that maybe scares you, perhaps excites you, but love to have your perspective on that as well.
Uh, it's a combination of excitement and scared, to be scared both.
Right.
But if you see from the perspective of a common man, it scares more.
Right.
Excitement is obviously in doing something very experimental and something very new.
Right.
But the world order is totally changed.
So true.
And first time it has impacted on such a larger section of the entire globe.
Correct.
Many countries are associated, involved.
Correct.
Continents, countries,
Correct.
humanity,
Yeah.
complete economy, survival,
Right.
and also the right to live on this motherland for a requisite period of lifespan
Right.
for every human being is being cut short with the developments happening every day.
Right.
So that is the area I feel scared. And once the things come from very responsible people, from very responsible countries, from the people who can set right many things,
Right.
even they go above the board not to take care of the lives. The life is one area which I feel very bad if it is snatched just by spur of moments.
So true.
And someone who came on this bhumi, his entire span is cut short.
So true.
That is very scary.
Yeah, and of course, well aware of what's really happening in the entire global sphere. But you came from very simple times. I was just listening to one of your podcasts when you started out in the BSF. A lot of the India-Pakistan border was perhaps not even fenced. You said there was a lot of camaraderie between people on our side and on their
was.
side. One time, your camel went missing. So very, very different times compared to like today, where now there is so much animosity. There is and also there is the AI, and there's the drones and the anti-drones. So much has changed over the years, right?
Once we prepared a complete frame of modern India after 1947. So it's almost, if you calculate, more than 80 years. And this period has seen very ups and downs and periodical challenges, which not only impacted the neighborhood relationship, but it also prompted many wars between neighboring countries.
So true.
And it also created a sense of, you can say, loss of confidence, loss of faith, loss of trust within our own society. And that is very concerning, okay? Because the foundation of the partition was itself very different.
Right.
India and Pakistan became two neighboring countries from the one family,
Bilkul.
just in the stroke of midnight,
Correct.
1947.
Correct.
And the idea was conceived long back.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, the core reason was not very healthy. If two brothers are separated in the line of some finances, some social status, something have not sort of thing, or some dispute which has got a really, which got a potential not to allow them to live together. But it happened because of a very, very different faith, ideology, that probably we lived together for centuries. We fought to get the freedom from the Britishers. But now this is the time. Beyond this, we cannot live together. And for us, a separate country is required to run the entire show
Right.
on a different faith and ideology. So the basic core of the partition was very unhealthy.
Very true.
And anything which was basically taken up from that platform could never reach to the target, because the entire foundation was not good.
So true.
So it started from that point. And after weeks, I mean, if you take the timeline of August 1947, then it was October, 29th October,
Right.
when there was onslaught by the counterpart country
Correct.
on the Jammu Kashmir independent territory
Correct.
in the shape of Qabilis.
Right. Right.
So, and they had reached right up to 12-16 miles away from Srinagar city.
Yeah. Yeah.
Baramulla city having population of 12,000 in those days, only 3,000 were the survivors.
Really.
There were so brutal killings. You take the nuns of the missionaries in Baramulla city.
Right.
Very few people know that the city has got a Christian missionary of that old era.
Right.
And the Qabilis, they started basically butchering right from Muzaffarabad, and they took control of the whole territory. And it was the leadership of that time which entered into understanding with the then Maharaja, and then they signed instrument of accession.
Correct.
Then Indian Army intervened, but by the time it intervened, significant portion of Jammu and Kashmir was already occupied,
Bilkul.
and they were basically chased. But there was again a ceasefire, because India had just came into existence, and you can understand the international pressure of 1947. What you are in 2026, you are not in 1947. So if we think imagining that why at that point of time we did not have a resistance like Operation Sindoor, but it was not possible to do in those days.
It's very different India.
Different
then and
India.
now.
It was in a very budding stage. So that was very unfortunate. And the valor and the sacrifices, the martyrdom. Bala Indian military's first Paramveer Chakra, Major Somnath Sharma, is 1947 Paramveer Chakra. May not be knowing that it is from 1947. So that was the first onslaught on independent territory, which was neither occupied by India nor Pakistan. And again, red line was drawn, and it was followed by 1965, 1971, 1999, and so on, during 3.5 decades of terrorism in Kashmir.
So true.
Borders were totally open. There was no fencing. Complete land border. It was open. And the acrimony basically got more intensified after 1988.
Correct.
Even the period of Punjab terrorism, which was basically a proxy,
Correct.
it was also totally being supported by the Pakistan only.
Bilkul.
And it started 1978. It ended in 1993. So our situation on Punjab front was again a very, very receiving end.
Right.
And the kind of killings in Punjab, the separatist movement, the proscribed terrorist organizations, the independent Khalsa geography from our mainland, all movement started in 1978, ended by 1993. So Pakistan engaged us on two fronts for 5 years. 1988 to 1993 was 5 years common on Punjab and Kashmir both. So that was the situation. And terrorism, we are in 2026. You add 10 years more. It's almost 35 years plus, 3.5 decades. So there had never been a chance to repair the relationship. There have been efforts, sometimes from both the countries, sometimes from Indian side, but trust could never restore, just because of the thing that the driving factors, the guiding factors to run the Pakistan are still the same. Rather, a country learns lesson. I don't think Pakistan also must have a significant number of population who might be believing what we are saying. Instead of getting such a such a deep enmity between both the countries, Pakistan could have gone on a very different flight.
It could have. And it would have been good for their
Yeah,
own
it would have
economy
been
and their
good
own
for
country
them.
and their own people also. So true.
But it never chose to that.
Never chose.
And unfortunately, they were never blessed by good democracy. That is the biggest reason. What I feel that Pakistan also must have got a good number of people who might be wishing for a good Jamhuriyat, but that Jamhuriyat could never be with them for, and if with them, it was never for a very longer period.
Correct.
Because the military rulers, the field marshals, military rulers have been traditionally at the helm of affairs. They were basically driving the chariot. And all this political class have been band of looters in the Pakistan complete political system. So we feel bad about it. And both the countries are still carrying the legacy, carrying the, you can say, bad test against each other. And challenges are the same. Rather, the variety and the types of challenges are changed.
So true.
So in this current era of AI, modern warfare, technology, things are completely changed. Last year's month of May 2025 experience is totally different. And the whole world you are seeing, you take the conflict between Russia and Ukraine, you see the conflict in the Central Asia, Iran versus US, Israel, both. In both the situation, you will find that it's a modern technology.
Very true.
It's a totally different warfare.
Very true.
It's AI, and your armament superiority is going to decide the fate of the war. And earlier, the boots used to be on the ground. So there was some pain. Because military used to fight, you have to cross. You have to take physical possession of the land. So there used to be tragedies, there used to be killings, there used to be attrition on a very high scale. So there was big hue and cry. Now what is happening? The actual fighting components are not crossing the boundary line. So your technology is fighting each other.
Exactly.
So what is happening? Innocents are being killed. Earlier, innocent casualty used to be less, minimized, and the fighting components used to inflict injuries or, you can say, death or killings of each other. Now that component is little safe because technology is just ahead of you. And what is happening in counterattack? I mean, killing 170 children in one single school. If you take example of Taliban and Pakistan killing a complete people in the complete rehabilitation center. Then targeting hotels, targeting desalination water plant of a country, targeting energy sources, targeting the line of communication, mode of communication, targeting hospitals, targeting orphanages.
Unheard of.
Then unheard of. And then who is victim of all these things?
Common man.
Who is at receiving end? Common man. So this is the bad side of the modern warfare.
So true.
And entire world is facing heat of this. It's not a war only between Iran and combined Israel-America. The 25% energy flow from Strait of Hormuz is going to impact the complete Southeast Asia, even Europe, Middle East countries. So it's going to impact directly where we are sitting. Right on this table, the impact is going to come.
100% agree. I mean, you know, our driver, in fact, he was just telling me that he used to get an LPG cylinder today.
Yes.
He said the premium that's being charged is 3x or 4x of, you know, what the price of that cylinder would be.
Black marketing already started. Hoarders are there. Hoarders are dancing. Whatever amount of control you want to exercise, but you cannot catch hold of every lawbreaker. It's not possible in the society.
Industry is suffering, right? I mean, today you have ceramic units in the Khurja area. They have no gas supply.
Yes.
Morbi in Gujarat has no gas supply because, you know, there's unfortunately no gas available for industry because it's being rerouted towards household use.
Exactly.
Right?
It's impacting. It's not that my kitchen is not affected, so the entire country is unaffected. It's not like this. Okay. I may be living in a very different type of society where there's a piped gas, and definitely if a day will come when the piped gas is also compromised or it's basically cut short, then you can't even lit a lamp there. In countryside, people at least they will use some firewood and
wood,
coal and
right,
everything.
right.
But you can't do it in this society.
Yeah, I mean,